What do you think are the main things that come up when you type in beautiful women on Google? Almost everything that comes up is stuff like this. This is a Victoria's Secret ad for a bra, but the title of the ad says "The Perfect Body." All the models are photoshopped, they're very slender, perfect skin, perfect hair, and that isn't reality. As a Christian who has battled with an eating disorder, I understand that striving for perfection is not a new concept. It's something that's been around for a long time. People turn to the media, they turn to models and celebrities and the approval from others to find their self-worth, their value, and to define beauty. This is something that really needs to change. I have been there, starving myself to try and fit that perfect body type, or making myself sick to fit that perfect body type, and that's not okay. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to talk to you about how eating disorders are a growing problem today, that they have detrimental effects to people's health and their well-being, how even though people see those effects and see that scary side of it, they continue to chase after that perfection. And then finally, talk to you about one solution that could possibly help to prevent eating disorders or help people who are battling them. Eating disorders are a really serious problem, especially in today's society. Dr. Tim Clinton tells us in his book, Caring for People God's Way, that anorexia will affect 0.5 to 3.7% of females in their lifetime, and that bulimia will affect 1.1 to 4.2% of females in their lifetime. This is just some of the numbers that have been reported. Some people aren't ever even diagnosed with it. Clinton also tells us that starving yourself affects your mental capacity, it affects concentration, mood, many different things other than just physical things. And he also tells us that along with eating disorders usually comes depression, bipolar disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, OCD, many different things like that. Now, people think that it's not a big deal. And this is what brings me to my second point, which is even though people see these effects with some others, they continue to chase after that perfection. They continue to starve themselves or make themselves sick. In the Annual Review of Psychology, Janet Polivy and C. Peter Herman tell us that the media is partially to blame, if not more than partially to blame, because their perception and portrayal of reality isn't reality at all. It's celebrities or models who have been photoshopped, who are either naturally thin and on that small percentage of naturally slender people, or they're unnaturally thin, starving themselves. Dr. Duran and Dr. Barrison tell us that a study in 1994 showed us that over 40% of 9-year-olds had been on a diet already. That people continue to think that they can chase after that perfection, and that's not true. That brings me to my third point, which is one solution that may not eradicate eating disorders, but help to prevent them and fight them, would be to understand that God made us in His image. Song of Solomon 4:7 says, "You're altogether beautiful, my love. There's no flaw in you." Christians need to remember this. Understand that God made you how He wanted you to be. Dr. Duran also tells us a strong cultural identity helps to prevent eating disorders or fight them. So parents, I encourage you to talk to your kids about their cultural backgrounds. Everyone is made differently. And I also encourage you to have an active and healthy lifestyle. Encourage your children and your friends. But also, just make sure you're watching out for signs of starving or stuff like that, because it can fly under the radar.